All right, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today. Today's video is going to be me trading live, sort of live for me, but I've done that a few times. It's been kind of fun, I think, to kind of talk through my trades. But before the markets open, and they open in about 5 minutes, I am going to just go over what's been taking place because it's been very significant. Now, I'm a technical analysis trader, which means that I don't really care about global events per se. I just care about price, and the price action is really the only thing that I base my trades off of. However, man, we had it's probably, for me, it's probably one of the biggest days in the history of economics because yesterday, the commodity of oil, went down to a negative $34 per barrel on the futures markets. And so what that means is that I didn't know this could even happen, but the price of oil went down so much that now it went negative, which means that people are paying you to buy oil, if that makes sense. So if you could physically store a barrel of oil, then you could probably make some money because I don't think oil will stay negative forever. But what it shows is two things. The first one is how, and let me bring it up because I have this fancy chart. I'm going to try to incorporate some graphics. So here you go. We see, that's the second thing I wanted to talk about. Price of oil is actually right here. Okay. And now it's having trouble bringing it up. There we go. Okay. So the price of oil is at a penny right now per barrel of oil. Last price is at negative $37 per barrel of oil. That is crazy. That's ridiculous. That's insane. I can't even process that. So let's get into some of these things I want to talk about, and then we'll look at the market. So right now, like I said, oil is so low, and this is because of what's taking place. It's a deflationary period that we're going through right now in the markets. And so what that means is that people, because of the coronavirus, but also for a bunch of other reasons that I won't get into because it just takes us too far afield, but people aren't spending money. And part of that is they're in lockdown, so they aren't going out to stores and spending any money. So the velocity of money is slowing down. That money is not circulating as much, and when it doesn't circulate as much, that ripples through the economy. And one of the things that it does for oil is it sinks the price. If you aren't filling up your gas tank because you're not driving anywhere, for example, then those orders of oil are going to get backlogged, and because people don't use as much gasoline, so those orders of oil are just not going to get sold, and so eventually they're going to have to sell them for a lower and lower price just to get rid of that inventory. And so in sum, what that means is that the price, it goes down and down and down until they can get rid of them, and they need to get rid of them because they can't just stockpile oil indefinitely. I mean, I suppose you could, I just don't know how that works. But the price of oil then went down yesterday. People were trying to get rid of it so much that it went down to negative $37 per barrel, which that's huge. There's a lot of people that rely on the price of oil being stable and being at a price that you can make a profit off of. And how do you drill for oil? How do you produce oil at a loss like that? Well, it's probably going to take government intervention. And so if there's government intervention, we might see in the future here in the markets a bailout of some of the oil industry not oil industry banks, but oil industry companies. I don't know, but this is exactly why I adopt my trading strategy that I do. This is why I do not hold overnight in the market, because we're living through this crazy time. That's opening bell if you heard that. We're living through this crazy time right now where things are just happening left and right. The Fed is coming out with decisions. Banks are printing money or taking money from the government, or just different things are happening, and it's so uncertain that to leave your money in the market right now, for me personally, and this is not financial advice, this is just me commenting on the state of things, to leave your money in the market is to leave it open to the possibility of not seeing it ever again. And we see that with this unfathomable event that we're going to see shockwaves in the future as this ripples through the economy. Now, it has rippled through the economy. The coronavirus has rippled through the economy, and this deflation has rippled through the economy. And we see this in the unemployment numbers. So this is, when is this article? April 16th. So today is April 21st. Yeah, April 21st. So in the U.S. right now, there's over 22 million people unemployed. That is a number that's the largest number unemployed that I'm aware of on the record books. Last week, 5.2 million people filed for unemployment. So we have a lot of people who have lost their jobs, who are unemployed, and so they're not spending money. And so then we see the oil markets crash because there's nobody to buy that gasoline. What are we going to see next in this economy? That's going to be of interest. I mean, for me, this looks... Well, when we look at the charts, because now I want to go into the charts, what's going to happen next? Well, we've seen some crazy things out of the stock market. We've seen the stock market go up for, I don't know why it's been going up, but it has, I guess, been going up after this initial sell-off. Let's see. Right now, this is a 20-day chart. Let's go back to a 180. Okay, so here's our sell-off from an all-time high, and what we see is a bottom at 217 on SPY. This is the ETF for the S&P 500, and then it's been rebounding back up to 20. We'll say 290. Okay, so 290. Now what are we seeing? We're seeing this sell-off, this coming back, because what was this all about? Who knows? Was it government intervention? Was it... I mean, we don't know what that was, and it doesn't really matter. The price went up, and we're able to trade that with my strategy all the way up, and that's fine. But now, what's going to happen here with the price of oil? Well, are we going to see this retrace all the way back as earnings come in? I don't know. Or is the government going to print more money, and then we might see it move higher? Who knows? But again, this is why I trade the way that I do. I don't hold overnight, because who knows what's going to happen? There's so much uncertainty. And I'm a technical trader for this reason. Look at this this chart of the S&P 500 here. And I do primarily trade the S&P 500. No thanks. Okay. Look at where it came up to. So we had this sell-off, and then comes back up to this point right here. We'll say 28.82. If we draw a line there... Close enough. Look at that. We meet these 2 points. These were support lines way back in October of 2019. The market would not go lower than that. And from there, we bounced up higher, and we gained, whatever it was, up to 3,400, so 600, points on the S&P 500. And then we crashed back down. We tried to get past it. We were unable to. And then continued lower and lower and lower until we got to this point. Came back up, and here we are again. I think, and this is just a macro view, is that we're going to see this tail back off here. And it won't be a straight line. Like, this is pretty much a straight line. It won't be a straight line, but I think we're going to see this tail off as the oil industry now ripples, or what's happening to the oil industry ripples through the economy. So who knows? I'm not really going to pay attention to this, and I'm going to try my best not to be predisposed to this chart, but this is a way that you could trade technically the charts. So that just something to keep in mind. I just think the economy is fascinating. That's why I'm kind of starting by just looking at starting this passive income show with just looking at stock market, because it's interesting to me and because it's a semi-passive form of income. Now, here we are in the S&P 500. Today, the first thing that I did was I drew in my lines of resistance and support. And so you can see on the bottom here, I drew a line here, working my way up, drew a line here, here. This came down for a second, here, boom, boom, boom. And here we are sitting today at one of these lines. All right, we're right here. If this breaks through 275.18 to the downside, if it breaks through this 275.18 or 10 to the downside, I would expect it to fall, to 272.35 or whatever that is there. I'll put a line in. or more. And we might just see it check off each one of these. So that's what I'm looking for today. Now, let's go to the charts and let's see what's happening. I'm looking for a 275, and we're seeing sort of a sell-off. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to say that yet. My charts are a little bit screwed up today. I'm just not... With this oil thing, I've just been excited about learning more about it and seeing what's going on with it, and just thinking about the implications for everything. But you can see overnight there was a sell-off. So we came out of the gates, rose up, and then we're coming back down. If this is going to, in my strategy here now, we might see this bounce off of this moving average and move higher, or we might see it fall back below. But we'll see. And we're just going to play the momentum like always. And I am going to load my study set. There we go. All right. So this is our wiggle room, way up to here, way down to here. Short term, we've got a top here. These are kind of, I don't know what, these are just outliers, and I'll put one there, but who knows. Okay. So that's what we're looking at today. Now, if this bounces down, we're going to have room down to 275.32. And then from there, we can move forward. So if you guys are going to stick with me on this trading day, I'll try to put some timestamps below about when my trades are, as usual. But I'm just going to, drink my tea, get excited about life in general, because it's always an exciting time to be alive. If you're staying on top of these events, there's always an opportunity somewhere in the market, and so that's what's so cool about this. So let's just see what happens. Okay, this might be the beginning of some sell pressure here. But I really want, excuse me, I really want confirmation on or some more indication on the 5-minute chart that this is going to continue going south. So a new candle below the moving average here is what I'm waiting for. Or a break of this line here. All right, well, I'm going to get set up here then. 275.27. I'm actually going to layer in my bids here. So I'm going to go, oh, we're so close. Let's just wait. So there's one just below this moving average. We'll see what happens. But I would expect some sort of rebound. Yeah, some sort of bounce off of this moving average. And maybe regather at the exponential moving average. Sorry, a bounce off of the support zone, gather at the moving average, and then back down below. That would be my guess. So I might buy if we get up a little farther up here too. The market's down 2.19% right now. So that is what's going on. Okay, so it's moving up. Once it gets near this moving average, that's where I'm gonna buy. So 275.75, I think. Let's just get in at 72. So I'm gonna layer this in and just see what happens. You know, if it were to continue up, then I'm hopefully gonna be set low enough that it's not a big deal. But if it continues down, you know, then I would be able to take advantage of that move. Okay, here we looks like it's moving down. And again, what I'm working on, and you know, personally in my trading, is buying at a better point. So even if this breaks back up above it, we'll say it goes above 275.95. Like I only got in at 275.71 or whatever it would have been. So I wouldn't be losing as much as say I bought way down here and then for the break of it low. And I you know, that if you go back and watch some of my videos, that's where I was buying, and it just wasn't. Those were not good positions to buy. You have to buy a little bit more out of your comfort zone. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. And we might, you know, yeah, we see a reversal, and we'll see where the day takes us. But this is just right out of the gates. This is, you know, with the trend. Trend is your friend. So with this downtrend, okay, breaks out, and totally, I mean that's totally fine. Still, I'm just gonna put in a trend line here. Just to make it a little different, okay. All right, so there we go. We're back up. Maybe we'll bounce off the VWAP, maybe we won't. But my positions are okay. If we were above the VWAP and we saw something like this, it would be a good, I could buy off of the VWAP. But right now, because we're not above the VWAP, I don't want to buy off of it. And this might go up, could happen, but again, I don't want to buy off of it. Did I get any filled? No. So that's where the question is, like, why did I not get that filled? It came below my price. Looks like a few times. There it is. Still didn't get it filled. So this is about the 8th time that I'm not getting this order filled. So I don't know what to do there. I mean, maybe I'll cancel this order then, because they don't seem to be working. And maybe that was better because it came back up. But I probably would have. I don't know. Strange. I'm actually going to mark that so I can put that on in the comments. All right, well, better for it. Well, now we're just waiting to see what happens and find a trend. So, you know, we broke out of our. We pretty much have no trend right now. We have no pattern, and we need a pattern. So, I guess we just kind of wait and see what happens and find a pattern and then trade it. But right now, there's no pattern, so there's nothing to trade. This is clearly a confused chart. So it'll be interesting to see if it bounces off the moving average here and then goes higher. Bounces off the VWAP here and goes higher. We have two indicators here that it might move higher. So while I wait, I wanted to check out another stock today, TWO. It's a real estate ETF, and I just wanted to look at the chart and see what was going on here. So it looks like it's been moving pretty good today. I don't know if I'm going to trade it, so let's just look at the charts. Just go ahead, look at this support and resistance, and boom, 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 boom. So that's what I'm seeing right now. And let's zoom out even farther. So, okay. So anyway, so this is just a chart a friend of mine wanted me to look at. So I thought, oh, I'll take a look at it and see what I see, and who knows if what I see is right or not. But just based on where it's at today, it looks like it's trying to do something. I don't know what the news is on it, but. Earnings release conference call. Yeah, who knows? But we'll just, if it breaks through 251, then it might be able to run up to 272. Who knows? Okay, just wanted to look at that. Maybe I'll come back to it. But right now we're looking at whether this is going to keep going up or whether it is done. And that's the triangle I'm seeing right now forming. So we'll see if it will be obeyed or not. When looking at this trade too, I mean, I would look at assuming that it's going to revert down to this moving average, which they do often, right? Almost all the time. That would be 276.25. Where's that in here? 276.25. So like right there. And if it does that, it could break way up and and escape this, and that would be a big move. Or it could come back down and test some of these lows. I think looking at the charts that we did earlier today, I would think that the market is in a downtrend for the last, we'll say, 5 days. I mean, we're at 289, so this is a clear downtrend here, an accelerating downtrend. So you look to break to the south, so 275.95, you could put an order in and see if you could scalp it. But who knows? I've seen a lot of the time where it goes down to, on the 5-minute chart, man, it can just oscillate between the two extremes over and over again. And there can be false breakouts too. I've seen that. Oh, here we go. Let's see if this breaks out. Nope, stopped right at it. Wow. Let's see, maybe it'll make a second attempt, but you can put a bid at 277.03. I'm not going to, because I want confirmation. I'm just looking for one obvious trade today. And I've found that in triangle patterns, the best way to play the breakout of a triangle shape is off the 5-minute chart. A new candle off of the triangle, one way or the other. Okay, so we're getting some action up here. 277.30. 277.30? Yeah. No, 20. If we see a new candle form above and outside of this triangle, I will place an order up here about 277.30 to play that up to 278.19. But I want that new candle. So there it is. I will take it. Because it'll be a new high and it'll be breaking out, if it does in fact break out. Here's the test. If this is a false breakout, it'll go back in. If it's not, then this is a good retest, and then we'll see it move up. set my stops. Now this is where my computer gets slow, and I hate that. So I really just want to sell right now and get out with my $100 a day, but I'll probably catch it on the down. This is, look at, it's just, I can't scroll. Ugh. All right, let's move these up. Look at how slow that is. Come on. Come on. Come on. Cancel and sell market. And it wouldn't let me sell. See, now I can't cancel these. This is what sucks. Sell, please. Sell, please. Thank you. Oh, okay. $284. Okay, I did that just to mark. So anyway, so that's what, that's it right there. You wait until this breakout, and then you hold through it. I'm sorry, you wait for the pattern to show up, and then once you have that breakout, once you are disciplined, which has been tough for me, and you see on the 5-minute chart a new candle open up, then you can place your orders accordingly, and then you can play that whichever way the trend is breaking, or not the trend, because this is in a downtrend, but a long-term downtrend, or whatever long actually means in my swing trading. You place the order according to where you think it's going to break. So this one happened to break up, and that's good. $284. That's a wonderful trade on 400 trades. So really cool there. And again, I'm done for the day. It's 8:58, and so that's my trading day. So that's great. And up $284 on the day. So that's a wonderful trading day. This is probably going to do something. I have no idea. Might come back down, might keep going up. But my wife needs to use this office. We're in quarantine, and it's just really cool to see it pay off. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night again, but my daughter is up all night, and my son was up all night too. So, but anyway, cool to be able to work from home, be able to spend time with them. Now I'm just rambling. So let's just conclude this and say, look, today saw a pattern. It was great. The pattern was this triangle formation, and that's what I took. I took the triangle, and once it confirmed, a new 5-minute candle opened up outside of the triangle pattern. Once it tested, as you can see here, it came down and tested, and I had the moving average on my side. I had the north side of the VWAP, and once I had all those things lined up, I thought this would be a great move, and it was. Went up and to the tune of 284. Things I didn't like today, definitely how difficult it was to get out of this trade, but I got lucky today, and it kept going up, and I was able to get out. So I might have to experiment with new brokers. I'm not sure. This is a great platform. I do like Thinkorswim. I'm used to it now, but I might start looking into some other brokerages. So anyway, with that, that's the trading day. Hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Hope to see you back. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends, and just remember, none of this is financial advice. I totally don't think you should day trade. This is just an interesting way to look at the market and look at geopolitical events, something we kind of started this off with. So with that in mind, with everything in mind, have a great day, and I'll see you guys back in the next video.